Hey Rishi, how are you? Welcome to your virtual makeup lesson. I'm your host, Mr. Nick, and today we are going to talk about one of your Amy B songs, specifically Someone Like You. Uh, that was the one we were working on last time in class, and from what I remember, we were having a little bit of trouble getting the right picking pattern at the right speed. So with maybe some other variations, which I can't call to memory because I don't have a book on me, uh, most of the song is simply this picking pattern. So it starts with this kind of small A major chord, and take note of exactly what fingers I'm using because I find that it's really important in terms of changing to the next chord real smoothly, so that we're not kind of getting like our fingers crossed over and mixed up and like basically we want to make sure that we know exactly what fingering we're using so that we can always be looking at the page and looking at the paper. So the first chord, we've got this A major chord. Let me just move the camera a slight bit so you can see it. We've got this A major chord, that's the second fret on the third string, second fret on the second string, and the open first string. And it starts with this, which is just and then it moves to this kind of small E chord, where this finger stayed the same, but this finger, our second finger, has come off and we've replaced it with our first finger on the first fret. And notice while I'm playing that I'm not playing it like this. I'm not cutting all of the notes short, which I guess the fancy word for it is called staccato. I am making sure that I'm letting all of the notes ring out. So when I get up to this note, you can still hear and ringing out like a chord, right? And so we go on to that one. Now with the next chord, the next one's F sharp minor, and we can approach it one of two ways. We can use all three fingers, so we go from here and we do that, which I'm not personally fond of because I think your fingers are all kind of a bit stuck together, and the way that I would do it is actually just do a full-on three-string bar, like. And then the last one is just a regular old D chord. Resolves. Right, so I'm going to play it. I'll bring it up and close and focus just on the left hand so that you can see exactly what my finger movement is. And let's do this. And I'll bring my fingers here just so you can see it. But to make it up to the speed that we need, Adele proceeds to sing beautifully. Other than that, we're working through our Unforgiven. Which is sounding good. Obviously, it's a song we've been spending kind of most of our time practicing. But other than that, keep working through all of your... basically, the reason I didn't talk about Unforgiven and the other song is that we've been doing them for long enough, and I'm totally forgetting the name of the other song. I'll have to remember when we go back, or I swear I'll remember as soon as I stop recording. But Someone Like You was the one that we were spending time, that we were kind of struggling with, so we were spending time on last week, and I just want to make sure that we haven't forgotten any of the essentials. So that's why I decided to talk about it in this VML. But other than that, I guess I'll do one more thing of saying I'll play two chords for you. I'll play the augmented chord and I'll play the diminished chord, which is part of our ear training for the AMEB. And it's important to start to like get a context of what the diminished chord sounds like and what the augmented chord sounds like. So how I personally do it is I like to kind of listen to it, and then because both of those chords are unstable, right, diminished and augmented, I like to hear it and think about where is it going afterwards. So if I were to hear, say, a C diminished chord, I would hear that resolving to, you know, like a C diminished. Oh, wait a minute, no, I'm going crazy. That was a cool resolution though. But C diminished resolves to, you know, so we hear diminish, nice, C diminished going to ba, and then if we heard a C augmented, we might hear that resolving to, you know, it's like, which is like a C augmented going to an F major. Whereas like a C diminished would resolve to maybe an E minor. So you want to be, if you were doing the exam and you would hear a chord that sounded like this, you'd want to hear it resolving to and you'd know that it's a augmented chord. And if you heard something like this, you would want to hear it resolve you know. So I'll let you work on that, and I will see you next week.